Here we are with another video in which we will discuss about what is literature, what is English literature, and what is this degree BS Honors in English Literature. We will discuss about the scope, the basic purpose, and we will discuss about what the literature actually is in itself. So for most of the students who have done their intermediate or they are looking up to for the future plans and their upcoming degrees, there is something that is always confusing, and that is what to choose in terms of career, what to choose in terms of future, and what is the best degree ever to choose. So for most of the students, after their inter part, something that is catchy for them, for most of the people who have done MD-CAT or ECAT, if they fail to get admission in the medical or the engineering department, so they choose different other degrees, in which one of them is English literature. So as I have also done the BS in English literature, so here we are with some of the experiences about the BS English literature. Or either you should do English literature or either you should not do English literature. So if we talk about the English literature, first of all, what is confusing about this degree, that most of the students, like 90-95% of the students, they don't know exactly about what the English literature is going to about. Like in Pakistan it is common or normal, and they choose this degree because of the fact they think they are good in English and this will help them in the upcoming future. So this is the biggest mistake they do. First of all, you should be clear about one thing, and that is English literature, English as a subject, and English as a language, they are totally different things. English literature is a very vast concept. We are not familiar with. We think that before choosing this degree, we think that this is all there would be English, and we are going to learn new things about the English, and that would be very much interesting. Of course this degree is very much interesting because of the fact, if we talk about what it is consisted of, it is consisted of several things. Like there would be poetry, you will study in it different kinds of poetries, you will study different types, kinds, forms of poetries, and different genres of the poetries. And there would be other things like novels. There will be vast amount of novels in this degree, where you will study very much interesting novels. I have studied a lot of novels, and these all have made me something that I developed in myself, a different kind of person. And then there would be fiction. Novels are actually the part of fiction, and fiction is something like Doris Lessing used to say, that fiction is a lie that helps you to understand the truth. So this is something that will be narrated, like we used to study the stories in this degree. In novel parts or in the fictional part, you will study things like novels or short stories, and they are actually relevant to the experiences based on the fictional characters, and they will depict the ultimate reality of this society. So this is interesting. Like you watch movies, and all of the literature is about entertainment, if I would say, or if I would conclude the whole degree in a one sentence. And there are lots of other things, like there would be drama. You have to study about drama, different kinds of the drama, like the Shakespearean, Christopher Marlowe, and lot of the other dramatists. They have done a lot of things and lot of works about the drama. And there would be little bit about the glimpse of the linguistics, which is also the part of the English department, and many minor subjects. There would be gender studies, there would be post-colonial studies, like, and other communication skills, of course. And there will be a lot of the things, I would say, that are actually interesting. So here comes the point. Either we should select English as our upcoming degree or not. So first of all, if you are interested in English literature because of the fact you are wealthy enough and you are rich enough, like unlike, I would say, most of the students in Pakistan, because when it comes to career or when it comes to degree, we think that we have to do something in terms of education so that it would be helpful for us in the future, so that we can acquire this degree in order to have fruitful outcomes in terms of healthy amount, in the terms of healthy salary or jobs and each and everything. So if I say you are going to choose this degree for the scope, which is the ultimate purpose of this degree or any degree. So if I talk about the scope of this degree, it is interesting, as I have stated earlier, but scope is not very vast in Pakistan. Make it sure. As we all know that there is a lot of unemployment in Pakistan. The students are suffering already, and if there are lots of other things like we are failed to choose a particular kind of the degree, here we make a mistake that we can never you can never overcome. So if we talk about the scope is very much limited. There are only 3 to 4 careers which you can use after the English literature. Like, you could be the part of journalism, which is actually a difficult task, I would say, especially in Pakistan. You could be a teacher, as I am a teacher, and I would say that 99% after doing the BS English program, teaching is going to be your destiny, because of the fact there is nothing relevant to the literature, there is nothing relevant to the stories, fictions in the reality part of life. And this is that we have to understand about this. This is the biggest scam in Pakistan, that they say that you have to do this degree and you are going to become successful, because of the fact English, as I have already said, as a subject is different, and English as literature is totally different. So you do not have to take it as a subject, you do not have to take it as a language. It is literature, and literature has used a language, like it could be in Urdu language, it could be in English or French language. Ultimate purpose of English literature is to tell the literature in English form. So language plays only a single role, and that is to make the student helpful in order to understand what is literature. And if we talk about the most important scope of this degree, it is to become a writer. But unfortunately, I would say the students of Pakistan especially, they cannot become writer. They could become writer. I'm not degrading you, I'm not spitting a fact, a negative kind of comment, but it is the need of the day. You cannot become writer in Pakistan after doing BS English literature, because of the fact there is nothing like reading in Pakistan. Though there are a little bit of the people whom they choose to study a lot, reading has not been the biggest hobby in the earlier or the recent years. So I would suggest that either it is to become a writer, teacher, journalist, or a publisher, and many other fields where you can work, especially the in government sectors where there are lots of the jobs. And this is the something that we have to understand, like there is no reading, so there is no purpose of writing in Pakistan, because so that's why even there is Pakistan literature, but the Pakistani novelists, short story writers, the poets, they are all abroad in the Western countries. So if the writers are in the Western countries, who we are going to follow, and what we are going to do in Pakistan? You cannot become writer. You can become a journalist, but it is not an easy task. Then comes the teacher, and if you are interested in teaching, it is a very good degree. And I would say that you can become a language master, like you can become an IELTS tutor like me as well. But this is the biggest scam that we have to understand, especially the students, that doing English literature means you have to study the literature. Reading novel means reading novels like we used to read in Urdu form. Urdu language, you have to study in-depth details of the novel. But unfortunately in Pakistan, the students, they don't read the novels. They just do for the exams. So if you want to prepare for the exams, this degree is not going to help you at all. And if we talk about the ultimate scope or the purpose of this degree, you can become something extraordinary in that perspective, that you can develop creativity in yourself. If I say the movies, the entertainment, and all of these kind of the stuff, there is something aesthetic charisma, I would say, which is found in English literature. If you have a deep interest in knowledge, if you have a deep interest in the history, if you have a deep interest in the philosophical mindset, or you want to become a critic, this degree is for you. If you have a wealthy and a well settled background, this degree is for you. But if you want to do something like in competitive exams, of course, sorry, I missed the fact, and this is something that will help you a lot in competitive exams, like you want to do CSS, PMS, or any other exam. It could be quite beneficial in many aspects if you have studied BS English in depth detail. And so I would suggest that you can do the English literature if you are well settled or you have a healthy background. I am teaching, and for sure, as up to my experiences, I would say that in Pakistan especially, teaching literature is not easy, or teaching literature in English is never that easy, because if you are going to use the English language, students are not going to understand, especially in the backward areas. I'm suffering, I have suffered, and this is something that we have to understand particularly. And there are not so many opportunities where you can depict your talent, your creativity, because